Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Erica and I'm so glad you're here. Okay, so today I'm making Petri jewelry and I can't take credit for this idea. I actually have watched a bunch of videos from Daniel Cooper. His info is on the screen right now. If you have never watched any of his videos, highly recommend that you go do that. He's an incredible artist and he does so many experiments and comes up with so much cool stuff. So I'm starting out with just medium viscosity 1-to-1 ratio epoxy. I am using Designer Epoxy brand and I'm pouring it into my Cabochon mold, which I just got off of Amazon. It's kind of a generic no-name mold, but it works. And what we're going to do is we are going to put alcohol inks on top of the resin. So you can see me doing that right now. I'm using different colors, and then what we'll do is we'll go in after I've done all the colors and we will add a sinker white alcohol ink. So you do have to use a sinker white. This is key to making sure that this works. And you can use any kind of color combination, anything you want to do. I basically was just playing around with these. Some of them turned out really great. Some of them were just okay, but I had a lot of fun. I did let the resin sit for a bit. I think I waited about, 20 minutes so it could thicken up a little bit, because we don't want the sinker white to fully just sink to the bottom of the cabochon mold. We'll end up with white blobs and it doesn't look very good. And here I'm using some Marabu neon alcohol inks. I really love neon colors. Unfortunately, these colors aren't very saturated, so I do actually end up going over those several times. The other inks that I'm using are from Tim Holtz Ranger line. I have just a whole bunch of different kinds. I have some pearls in there. I end up using a metallic gold, just all kinds of different colors. As I said, this was really just me playing around and experimenting and seeing what I liked. I do want to take the opportunity to thank everybody for watching my videos, for subscribing, for liking, for commenting. It really means the world to me. I am trying to get this channel up and going, and it makes such a difference to the YouTube algorithm to have you interacting with my videos. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Now you can see that I am putting in the sinker white, and I do go back over the sinker white with ink. One of the things you have to make sure you do when you are making Petri jewelry like this is you need to make sure you're not filling the mold up all the way, because if you do, there won't be any room for the inks that you're going to put in or the backing. This has been about an hour that it's been sitting after I put the color and the sinker white in. I came back up to make some swirls. It just looks really cool. I really like the swirls. And here's one now. You can see how that works. And that one, I did kind of a zigzag pattern instead of the swirl. You can see these are really cool. Feel free to go ahead and pause if you want to take a look, but you can see the depth and the dimension in these by using that sinker white. Again, Daniel Cooper, cannot thank him enough. Look how cool that is. I don't show all of them. That would take quite a bit of time, but I do show you several of the ones that I made. I didn't do any swirling in that one. There's another zigzag pattern. Some of these will be made into earrings, some of them will be made into pins, and some will be made into necklaces. I just varied it based on what I thought would look best. Now you can back these. Look how cool these are. These look like eyes. I love these. But you can back these with a color. Typically you would want to do something like black or white if you have like the more pale neon colors. You can back these if you want to. I chose not to. I didn't think it needed it, but you definitely can do that if you want. Okay, these I love. I feel like they look like fire. They're so cool. These are pretty. They came out darker than I wanted. So with alcohol inks, you'll find sometimes certain colors will sort of take over other colors. And you just have to experiment and figure them out on your end, what works for you and what doesn't. So I did figure out that the darker colors need to be used sparingly. Here's one of the neons. I love neon colors, but yeah, it's a bit muted. It doesn't really pull neon to me. Still cool. And you'll see on my mold, the alcohol ink will stain the mold. It doesn't come off on anything. It doesn't impact anything, but it does stain, so just be aware of that. Another neon. I didn't swirl these, wanted to see what happened. I think they look really cool. The depth and dimension is great. But again, it's not screaming neon to me at all. That's okay. All right, so I have them laid out and I am going to go ahead and drill holes in them for jump rings in order to make them into jewelry. This is one method you could use. You could also use, for example, like UV resin to attach jump rings to the back. Lots of different ways you can do it. If you're good at wire wrapping, these would be awesome wrapped in wire. That is not something that is one of my strong suits, so I don't do that. I wish I knew how. And you can see the hole there. You just want to make sure you are using a drill bit that's big enough for the jump rings you have. And this is just a little jewelry drill that I got off of Amazon years ago. You want to make sure that your holes are lined up with one another so they're in roughly the same place on each piece if it's going to be, for example, a set of matching earrings. Okay, and so here I am making earrings out of this heart set. And you'll see I have little metal heart charms that I also add on. I do like to add a little extra to the jewelry that I make when I make them out of resin. I feel like they can look a little bit plain when it's just a resin cabochon with nothing else on it. So I try to add things here and there. And of course, you may need to add extra jump rings in order to ensure that when the earrings are worn in the ear, they still face forward. And here's the end result of some of them. There are the hearts that I made. I love these. I hope you like them too. You can find me on these other socials. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and of course, subscribe. Thank you so much for being here. Take care, be well, and I'll see you soon.